Hello, it's Nordberg again. I am your independent write-in congressional candidate for TX30. Today, we're going to talk about Social Security. I read an article on MSN.com about a bill in Congress called You Earned It, You Keep It. I'm going to be fair. That bill gets one thing right. It says seniors should not have to pay federal income tax on Social Security benefits. At that point, I agree. Social Security is not a bonus check. It's not free money or welfare. It is an earned benefit. Workers paid into it paycheck after paycheck, year after year. So when they retire, I don't believe Washington should keep punishing them with outdated tax rules that are written decades ago and never, ever properly adjusted them for real life situations. The cost of groceries and rent and medicine and utilities and wages have changed. Those old school Social Security tax thresholds, they're not keeping up. Yes, I agree with the basic idea, if you earned it, you keep it. Now, here's where I'm not going to play games. Repealing taxes on Social Security benefits is only one piece of the problem. It sounds great. It makes a clean headline. And it definitely makes a campaign speech sound really good. But by itself, it does not fix Social Security. And that is the problem with Washington. They love giving people one good sounding piece of truth while avoiding the hard part. And here's the hard part. I'm willing to be honest and tell you. Social Security has a real long-term funding problem. Now, it's not going to disappear tomorrow, and it definitely is not fake. However, it's definitely not fine. If Congress keeps waiting, future retirees could face automatic benefit deductions. We must be mature enough to hold true truths at the same time. Truth number one, seniors need tax relief. Truth number two, Social Security needs a long-term solvency. Both of these are true. And if we only talk about one and we ignore the other one, guys, we're not solving the problem. We're just using another Band-Aid. Allow me to also say, the temporary senior deduction that came out of Washington may help some seniors, but I'm not going to pretend that it does nothing. If a senior gets relief, that matters. A temporary deduction is not the same thing, though, as permanently fixing the taxation of Social Security benefits. They expire. It phases out. It doesn't fully solve the structural issue, and it does not fix the long-term solvency problem. That is why I'm proposing a stronger approach. My plan is called the Social Security Protection Relief and 75-Year Solvency Modernization Act. Pretty long, ain't it? Before anybody twists the title, let me be clear. I'm not claiming magic, or we can guarantee a 75-year solvency without official scoring. What I'm saying is this. My plan is designed to move Social Security towards a long-term 75-year solvency while protecting retirees, providing relief and modernization to systems. That is the honest way to say it. Here is what the plan does. First, it protects current retirees. No cuts to people already receiving Social Security benefits. Number two, it protects near retirees. If you're close to retirement age, I'm not going to suggest that we change the rules at the finish line. Third, it repeals federal income tax on Social Security benefits. It does not do that the reckless way, because here's the part most people don't think enough about. Taxing Social Security benefits currently sends revenue not only to Social Security trust funds, but it also to Medicaid's hospital insurance trust fund. Therefore, if we repeal the tax and don't replace the revenue, we could accidentally hurt Medicaid Part A. I'm not interested in helping seniors on one side while punching a hole in the other side. That's not reform. It's just flat out being sloppy. My plan says if we repeal the tax on Social Security benefits, we replace the lost revenue for Social Security and Medicaid together. No games, hidden cuts, or shifting the problem from one trust fund to another. Fourth, my plan raises taxable wage base. Right now, workers pay Social Security tax up to a certain wage cap. A worker making $60,000 a year pays Social Security tax on every dollar earned. But high earned income people, they stop paying once they pass the taxable maximum. That does not make sense in today's economy. My plan raises the taxable wage base. And if we fix an important detail, I originally looked at applying Social Security tax above $250, but that could create what experts call a donut hole. That means income between the old cap wage and $250,000 could escape tax. That neither is clean nor fair. I updated the plan to say no donut holes, no gaps, and no games. In year one, raise the taxable wage base to $250,000. In years 2 through 5, let's move towards $300,000 to $350,000. From years 6 through 8, let's move it up to $400,000. After that, the index to the wage growth so Congress does not let it get outdated again. Fifth, the plan gradually raises the combined Social Security payroll contribution from 12.4 to 14.5 over 10 years. I know that's not the easiest thing to say in a campaign, but I'm not running to tell people fairy tales. If Social Security is to survive, we must fund it honestly. That means American workers and employees must adjust, and higher income earners must adjust too. The government must stop pretending math is optional. Sixth, the plan protects low-wage workers. If someone is already living paycheck to paycheck, reform should not crush them. The plan includes a payroll relief credit for low-wage workers while making sure that those workers still receive full Social Security earning credit. Seventh, the plan gives small businesses time to adjust. I'm not interested in crushing Main Street while saying that I'm helping America. But I must also not go to let lobbyists use small businesses as an excuse to do nothing. The help must be targeted, temporary, limited, and, most importantly, honest. Eighth, the plan deals with high-income earners trying to avoid payroll taxes. We know how this works. If the law only says wages, some high-income earners will try to reclassify labor income as distributions, pass-throughs, profits, or something else to avoid contributing. Therefore, the plan includes anti-abuse rules. If the labor income, service income, management income, or professional income, then it should not escape the system just because somebody hired a clever tax accountant to save them a few dollars. Ninth, the plan keeps Social Security as an earned income benefit. For newly taxed high income earners, the plan gives partial credit. That matters. If high income earners pay more but do not get credit at all, critics will say Social Security is becoming a pure tax. If they get full credit, the solvency gain gets weaker. So the middle ground is partially credit through a lower return benefit formula. That protects the earned benefit principle while still strengthening the system. 10th, the plan protects manual labor workers. A desk worker and a roofer do not age the same on the job. A warehouse worker, a nurse's aide, a construction worker, a sanitation worker, a truck driver, and a public safety worker carry different physical burdens. So if Congress ever adjusts retirement age for future workers, there must be hardship protection. No retirement age reform should pretend every job is the same. 11. The plan forces annual public reporting. Every year, publish the numbers. What is the trust fund date? How much does Social Security pay if Congress does nothing? How many workers are paying in? How many people are receiving benefits? How much money is coming in and how much is going out? What is the 75-year shortfall? Put it in plain English. The American people should not need an economist degree to know whether Social Security is stable. 12. The plan creates a trigger if the annual trustee report says Social Security or Medicare hospital insurance is projected to fall short within 10 years. Congress must respond. Public hearings, public votes, no hiding, no unrelated writers, no backroom commission making secret decisions. And if Congress fails to act, then pre-authorized stabilization begin. But let me be clear. No automatic cuts to current retirees, to disability workers, to survivors, or to dependent children. No secret changes. The point is not to punish seniors. Instead, it is to stop Congress from waiting until the house is on fire before they look for the water. Now, why does this matter to TX30? Because Social Security is not an abstract Washington issue. It affects seniors in Oak Cliff, grandparents raising grandchildren, veterans, disabled workers, widows, working families, wondering whether Social Security will be in TX30 when it's their turn, and the affects young workers who are being told to keep paying into a system while politicians refuse to be honest about the math. That plan is evil. If you elect me in 2026, you aren't sending another party soldier to Washington or someone who has to protect a party talking point or someone owned by owners, lobbyists, corporations, or party bosses. You'd be sending an independent voice for TX30 who will say this part of a Democratic bill is good, this part of a Republican bill is good, this part is weak, this part is dishonest, and this part needs to be fixed. That is what Social Security needs. So think, not red, not blue, I work just for you. I can take a look at the you earned it, you keeped it act and say the tax relief ideal is great. Seniors deserve to keep more of what they've earned, but the country needs more than tax relief. America needs solvency, Medicare protection, clear funding, wage-based reform, anti-abuse rules, protection for low-wage workers, protection for manual labor workers, official actuarial scoring, and an annual public accountability. That is the difference between a talking point and a plan. I'm sure that there will be people who will attack this. They'll say Ox wants to raise taxes. When they do, here's my answer. I want to save Social Security honestly, protect current retirees, and give seniors tax relief. Workers and employers to adjust gradually, and the higher income earners to contribute the same way every other wage earner contributes. Most of all, I want Congress to stop lying to people about putting a temporary Band-Aid on issues just to get reelected. If your plan says cut taxes but doesn't replace the revenue, that is not courage. If your plan says save Social Security but it doesn't show the math, that's not leadership. If your plan says do nothing while the trust fund moves closer and closer to depletion, that is not conservative, liberal, moderate, or independent. That's flat out irresponsible. America must grow up on this issue. We must protect retirees, workers, Medicare, and the vulnerable who will be done, stop pain, pretending hard choices don't exist. I'd rather tell the truth and take the political hit than to lie to people to get an applause. That is why I'm running. I'm not here to play games, protect a party, or sound good for just a few years. I'm running because TX30 deserves a representative that deals in facts. America deserves leaders who aren't afraid to do what is hard. Social Security can protect it, but not by pretending, panicking, waiting, nor by putting a Band-Aid on a wound that needs treatment. Face the facts. You can't hide that. Take the adjustment before it's too late. Protect the vulnerable that are able to, and always keep your promises. That is what American people voted for. That is the message was paid for by Oxford Nordberg for Congress and TX30. I am Oxford Nordberg, and I approve this message.